New block, new intent, same mission, mastery. Today's the first upper body B workout of the new mesocycle. Every exercise, 2 all-out sets to failure with 3-minute rests. I switched up nearly every lift this block, not to chase novelty, but to refine the angles, challenge weak links, and keep the mind engaged. Because progress dies the second routine turns into autopilot. First movement, the standing dumbbell Arnold press. I swapped out the seated shoulder press from the last block to bring the core and stabilizers into the equation. When you're standing, there's no backrest saving you. Your entire kinetic chain has to stabilize under load. The rotation in the Arnold press also biases the anterior delts early in the motion and transitions into more lateral delt involvement at the top. Functionally, it trains shoulder rotation under tension, great for longevity, especially if you tend to live in that internally rotated desk shoulder posture. Also, this movement's humbling. 50s felt like trying to press a pair of angry toddlers overhead, but that's the beauty of it. Precise control, full range, no ego. Dropped the weight, kept intensity. Remember, form and fatigue are the real overload drivers, not pride. Next, chin-ups. I rotated these in for single arm cable pull downs. Why? Because cables are great for isolating the lats, but chin-ups bring in full body tension, grip strength, and that primal pulling pattern we're wired for. The underhand grip gives you a bit more biceps recruitment and a deeper lat stretch at the bottom. From an athletic standpoint, you're building vertical pulling power that carries over to climbing, Spartan walls, or just life. And mentally, there's something honest about your body weight being the resistance. No pin to adjust, no number to hide behind, just you, gravity, and grit. 2 sets to failure, 14, and then 11 reps. The last few reps were pure willpower, which is kind of the whole point. Then we moved to Incline Dumbbell Flys, swapped in for flat flies from the last block. The goal here is upper chest emphasis and shoulder health. By using a low incline, around 25 to 30 degrees, you hit the clavicular fibers of the pecs without pulling too much front delt. Incline angles also shift the tension curve. The stretch at the bottom is brutal, but controlled. From an aesthetic standpoint, developing the upper chest completes the frame. It gives structure, especially if you're building toward that balanced athletic look rather than just size for size's sake. And honestly, it's a great reminder that strength and vulnerability coexist. You open up your chest under load, something about that feels symbolic. 30s for 11, slow negatives, constant tension, no bouncing. The muscle doesn't care how loud your dumbbells hit the floor. Fourth movement, cable face pulls. Last block, I used incline bench bent over rear delt flies. Both hit the posterior delts and external rotators, but the cable variation keeps constant tension through the entire range. From a longevity standpoint, this one's non-negotiable. It balances out all your pressing work, strengthens the rotator cuff, and keeps your shoulders from turning into forward rolled bricks. Performance-wise, stronger delts equal stronger presses and a healthier scapular rhythm. Think of this as joint armor training. Not glamorous, but it's the reason you'll still be lifting 10 years from now instead of talking about your old injuries. 150 felt solid. I dropped to 140 for control because sometimes less weight, better reps is actually progress. Last exercise, single arm leaning shrugs. I swapped these in for standard dumbbell shrugs to get a longer range of motion and a deeper contraction. By leaning slightly away from the dumbbell, the upper traps and levator scapulae stretch under load, which creates more hypertrophy stimulus and, surprisingly, better posture over time. Most people think of shrugs as just trap work, but the traps play a huge role in scapular stability and stress response. When we're anxious, depressed, or under chronic stress, the traps literally tighten as a physical expression of that tension. Training them mindfully can actually release a lot of that stored pressure. For me, lifting has always been more than muscle. It's a grounding ritual. When you're fighting through those last few reps, the shake, the burn, you learn to stay composed under discomfort. That's the same composure that helps you navigate life's heavier weight too. You can't always control what lands on your shoulders, but you can control how strong they become. That wraps up Upper Body B, first session of the new mesocycle. Same goal as always, refine, adapt, evolve. Because fitness isn't just building a body, it's building a kind of mind that can endure. If this connected with you, subscribe and join Forta Fit, where discipline meets freedom and pain turns into purpose.